Hi, I'm Jeavon Smith, Executive Creative Director at Amplify. Airbnb had established a long-standing partnership with the Louvre, and I think part of the challenge in this was how do you bring one of the most iconic museums in the world that's at the forefront of culture. How do you create that next global moment of culture within the four walls of a genuine icon? And in doing so, it was to not only bring to life that partnership that Airbnb had established, it was also to celebrate 30 years of the pyramid and to really open up both Airbnb and the Louvre to different types of audiences across France. The partnership had kind of just become established, at which point that's where we were brought in with the brief of how do we bring the first expression, if you like, of that partnership to life. For us, it was all about taking the home where the world's greatest art lives and turning it into the home where you can live with the world's greatest art. And to achieve that, it was about inviting an audience in when the lights go out. So really, what is so special about Night At is that it gives a very small, lucky couple of people invariably the opportunity to come into somewhere truly iconic and special. But in doing that, we wanted to create something which was an experience that was going to really unpack all of the wonder that sits within the four walls of the Louvre. Night At is an established platform. Many of us will probably be aware of it, and we've created them in the past with Abbey Road, or you've been able to stay in Downton or on the side of a mountain. I think the power of Night At is in really capturing the imagination of the audience about the potential of staying in these places. But what happens is, in truth, they're witnessed by very few, often one or two people max, and really they are brief flickers, moments in time, when in truth, the wonder in it for us is about the possibility of staying there. So what we looked to do in the solution this time round was create the experience in the dead of night for no one, but to tell a story by capturing that as content. So we could play that through the line and through the campaign to really just capture that what if statement that was going to really capture the imagination of the audience. And what that allowed us to do was build in the whole possibility of staying in the Louvre, build that through a multi-channel campaign, which was really going to ask that what if question to drive attention not only to the single moment in time, but the entire partnership that we were looking to establish. So we went in at the dead of night, we set everything up for the entire experience, be that drinks with the Mona Lisa, dinner with the Venus de Milo, and we started to tell that story and bring that to life. We sent up drones and captured every single moment, so that suddenly we had this wealth of content that was going to allow us to bring that to life in a really magical way before any two competition winners actually stepped foot in the museum. For us, how we were able to shape the next cultural moment within the Louvre was really about thinking of the iconicity that exists within some of the key pieces and how we could start to create, if you like, more of a domestic situation around them, albeit very considered and carefully art directed. So if that were to take in the Mona Lisa, we invariably, it's elbows out fighting for that one shot of that iconic painting. We turned that into a space where you'd actually have drinks with the Mona Lisa. So it became this juxtaposition of things you would do in an Airbnb experience in a home that you rent with what you would typically do in the Louvre. And actually bringing those two worlds together in really interesting ways just elevated both experiences. So if that was dinner with the Venus de Milo, if it was a private musical performance in Napoleon's apartment, and the ultimate crescendo, which was sleeping under the stars in the pyramid. So I.M. Pei's architectural wonder, it's been there for 30 years, the pyramid which sits on top of the Louvre. We created a bedroom within it, which took reference and inspiration from that piece of architecture. So we actually made a pyramid bedroom in that vision, and our winners got to sleep under the stars, which is pretty incredible. going back to the, really trying to capture a sense of the imagination in what the campaign was able to do and the opportunity, the potential of staying a night in the Louvre. It actually led to 6 million completions of the hero film that we put out to really position a sense of that wonder. In turn, that led to 182,000 entries for the competition. But I think more crucially, it was about, I talked to my team a lot about passing the pub test. And if people are talking about our work down the pub, unprompted by me, then I know we've done something, which is forming and becoming a part of culture. And this one certainly passed the pub test, to the point where mates were asking how they could fix the competition to get in. And that pub test extended globally, to be totally honest. So we got 2,700 pieces of global coverage in over 90 countries. And off the back of it, 150,000 sign-ups to the Airbnb platform. So Night At has been a brand moment that's been happening for a number of years in lots of different iterations. This is the most successful one that's ever happened. And I think it's because in a large part, yes, we had the Louvre, but it was about establishing and building that content engine that was really going to position the story and the potential and the what if to capture the imagination of a global audience in the hope of entering a competition and getting to sleep under the stars in a pyramid.